Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, before we shop my stash, we're going to go through the products that I tried this past week, actually for 2 weeks straight. So I have a really good feel for all of these, so I can tell you guys my final thoughts and opinions, and if any of these will be leaving my collection. So we're going to push this to the side, and we're going to start pulling the products out and figuring out what I think of them. So the first one is this right here. This is the Exuviance Cover Blend. This is a multi-function concealer. I really like this concealer, but I don't think it works really well under my eyes. It's a little drying, and I think it's because it's so full coverage. So for me it works, but it works mostly for my acne and things like that. So I'm going to keep it because it does have really, really good coverage. And it seems to be kind of hydrating, but not to a point where, like I said, that it works under my eyes. I do like a more hydrating concealer under my eyes, but for some reason this one is like, I don't know, it's just weird under my eyes. Both of these were not good ones for under my eyes, to be honest with you, for this past week. These are the two that I used. I used the MAC. This is the Water Weight Concealer. And both of these, I would say, are better for like your face and not for under your eyes. I feel like they kind of accentuate dryness. They accentuate your fine lines and everything like that. So I'm not going to be using these under my eyes, but I will be using both of these under for acne and things like that. So I'm going to hold on to both of those. The next thing is from Burberry. So this is the Burberry primer, and this is the Nude Radiance. This is the Fresh Glow Luminous Fluid Base. So it looks like this when you get it. Mine's dirty, so. But it's a really nice primer because it gives your skin a really nice glow to it. So if you're someone who has dry skin like I do, this works really well for giving your skin a lot of luminosity. So I really like this. The packaging is really pretty as well, but I mean, come on. We're not really using it for the packaging. We're using it for if the product's actually good. So for me, I do like the packaging, but for me, I'm keeping it because it is a good primer. The next thing is the Lancome Regenerate Lift Makeup. So this is a foundation. This has SPF of 20 in it, so it says it's a lifting anti-wrinkle radiance, so it's for normal to dry skin. I like this foundation, but it's not very like good coverage. So for me, it's more of like a lightweight coverage, so I think it works well, but I would need something better if I wanted more coverage. What I like it for, though, that I think it's going to be good for, is in the summer, I don't like to wear extreme full coverage. I like to wear more lightweight coverage and things like that, and it does have a little bit of SPF in here, which, I mean, that's not going to be enough to last you throughout your day because you should reapply your SPF anyway, so I am going to keep it. It's not my favorite. It's not one that I could say, hey, you guys should go out and get it, because I don't think it's really worth it, especially for the price tag of Lancome, because Lancome is pretty expensive, so I wouldn't recommend purchasing it, but I am going to continue using it up. The next thing is something you guys know I absolutely love. This is the Becca Undereye powder. So this is the Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. I absolutely love this powder. This is like in my stash every single week. So I am almost completely done. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's all the powder I have left in here. So it's almost completely empty. I need to purchase a new one. I'm hoping that Ulta or Sephora has their sale coming up really soon. So I'm going to purchase it then, because why not save a little bit of money if you can? The next thing are two blushes. So we have two from The Balm. So we have Cabana Boy and Balm Beach. Both of these are beautiful. This one, Cabana Boy, I think is better for, even though it's like, it looks summery, I think it works better for fall because it's just such a pretty fall color. I like it for the summer, but I like it more for the fall. Now, Balm Beach is beautiful. I love this one right here. I love this one for spring. I think this one works really well. Maybe in the summer this one would do better though too, because my skin's going to be a little bit more deeper. So maybe that'll work better, because right now my skin is so fair. This just looks like very bold on my cheeks. And the Balm Beach looks perfect for my cheeks right now because I don't have any kind of tan or anything like that. So I love both of these. These are definitely staying in my collection. Then we have one from Becca. This one here is the Becca. This is the Mineral Blush in Nightingale. Again, I think this is a really good one, but I think it's better suited for like when my skin's a little bit deeper, because right now it's a little bold for my cheeks. But Becca blushes are beautiful because they're very, very pigmented. They blend easily. They seem to last on my cheeks as well. So I really do like this blush, but I'm not sure I'm going to use it again until I get a little bit of a tan, because right now I'm a little too pale for it. Then we have the Smashbox. This is the Smashbox in Lara. So this is the Petal Metal Highlighter. This is in Gilded Rose. So here's what it looks like. I love this highlighter. If everything looks really clean right now, it's because I've already got everything cleaned up to be put back into my collection. After I use makeup for the week, I like to clean everything off and then spray it with sanitizer and everything like that before I put it back away, because I don't know when the next time I'll get it back out, especially with shopping my stash. So if everything looks very clean right now, it's because it's been cleaned. But anyway, this is a really beautiful highlighter. I was so worried when I first purchased this that it would be way too dark for my skin, but it's not. It looks so good on my skin. I love the way it works. It's not a super bold highlighter. It's more of like a, I would say a light, maybe medium highlighter. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's not super bold and highlighty, so I do like it. So I think it's really nice. I love the packaging as well. The packaging is gorgeous. It reminds me of, do you guys remember that flower highlighter that was like a flower that you could actually put your brush down into? It looked like a flower. I don't know if you guys remember what I'm talking about, but I think Tarte reviewed it and it was really cool. Then we have Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. This is their Skin Smoothing Press Powder. This powder is very, very powdery, if that makes sense. Like when you touch it, it has a lot of residue here. Like typically when you put a powder on, I feel like it's not so powdery. Like you can even see it on my hand here, like how powdery it is. It works well and it blends out really well, but it's very, very powdery. It's almost like it's a pressed powder that's not completely pressed, if that makes sense, because it's not super packed into the pan, so when you touch it you get a lot of powder. I do like this, especially for my face. I don't like it under my eyes. The only powder I like under my eyes is the Becca. This one works good for my face though, so I'm gonna hold on to that. Then we have the Pretty Vulgar. This is the Pretty Vulgar, what is this called? The Ink Blacklist eyeliner. So I really like this eyeliner. I think it works really well for me. I know a lot of people don't like it because the pot is so deep down, but I mean, all you gotta do is dip your brush in there and it works. I don't think it's a problem. It works really well for me. It doesn't seem to smear or like look bad at any point during the day, honestly, and I'm not very good at like liner in the first place, so if I can get it to work, if you're really good at liner, I think you could definitely get it to work, so I really like this. The next thing is the Laura Geller. This is the Baked Body Frosting Face and Body Glow. This is in Hawaiian Glow. I love this for my body, especially now because I'm very, very pale, so I like to put a little of this on my shoulders if I'm wearing like a short, I mean, not a short, if I'm wearing a dress or a short sleeve shirt. I think it looks really cute like that. If you can put this on your legs, I think it's gorgeous. I love this. This is definitely staying in my collection. This did come with a giant powder puff. That's why there's so much room up here. But I've lost the powder puff, so I just use a big brush to use it with. Then we have the Tarte contour palette. So this is the palette right here. Hang on. My legs are getting stiff. Okay. So this is the Tarte contour palette. So this is, for me, I think it works really well because it has everything that I really need in it. It's got a blush in here. These say highlights, but I don't think they're very highlighty. I think they're more of like a powder highlights, if you know what I mean. Like it's not like a shiny highlight. The only one that's more of like a shiny highlight is this one here in the center. These two I think are more for like just a powder, honestly. I think they're like a powder that you could put on your face to color correct or whatever. Then we have these two here. These are the concealers, or not concealers, but the contour colors. I love mixing these two together. I think it works really well. This smells good too. It smells like vanilla, so I really like this palette. It has like everything that I need all in one. Is it my favorite contour palette? No. It's not my favorite, but it works really well. Then we have the Riviera palette. I love this palette. This palette is absolutely gorgeous, guys. First of all, to the packaging. The packaging is really nice. It's like canvas material. It reminds me of like beaches. It reminds me of like cruising. The blue and white, I mean, anything blue and white is going to remind you of nautical type of products. I think they did a great job on the packaging. The inside, the colors here are bright, bold, and beautiful. I love all of the highlighting, like the shimmery shades up here. They're absolutely gorgeous. My favorite one so far out of all of these is Inheritance. I love Inheritance. It's absolutely gorgeous. It works really well to kind of put it in your inner corner. It just pops out that bright, bold yellow. The more matte shades are absolutely gorgeous as well. I did not have a problem with blending any of these. None of these were a problem whatsoever. Out of all of these down here, my favorite one is Monte Carlo. I love Monte Carlo. The brush is actually not super bad either, so this again is clean as well. It was looking pretty filthy because all these powders are very soft. These shadows are extremely soft, so when you touch them, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I've already got a dip into the yellow one right here. There's quite a big dip in that where I've used a lot of it. There's also a dip in Yacht. So there's a dip in both of these where I've used them so much that I just love this palette. This is one that I'm confused, but I want to take with me on vacation because I think this one you can do more of like a neutral look and you can take it more bold and more like bright and colorful. This would be a fun palette, I think, to take with you on vacation. So this may end up coming with me when we go on our cruise. Then we have the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. You guys know how I feel about this product. I think it's the best product to use for my base for my eyelids. I love it. This is an older one. I need to either use this up or like go ahead and call it finished, because it's starting to get pretty dried up. So I might need to go ahead and open my new one, but for now I'm going to try to use it as much as I possibly can still. And we have a lot of Benefit products I use this week. So we have, I think, pretty much all of the Benefit brow products that I own. So we have the Foolproof Brow Powder. I love this one because it's got the two tones here, so it works really well when you want to kind of like make your brows look dimensional. It looks beautiful like that. I love the powders in the first place because I think powders are easier to work with sometimes. You do have to usually set a powder, in my opinion. So what I usually do is go in with like either the Ready Set Brow, which works well, or I'll go in on top of it with some Gimme Brow. So one of these two I usually set it with, but it works really well. I love this. It works well for me. And these are amazing as well. The Ready Set Brow is basically just a brow gel, so there's nothing real fancy or anything about that. Then the Gimme Brow, of course, has a little bit of color to it. It does have some building fibers in there as well. I love this. I did order myself 2 more of these from Ulta during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale because I know I love this. I didn't want to order colors that I wouldn't use, so I only ordered shade number 3. Then I also have this right here. This is the Benefit Highbrow. This works well as a really nice highlighter for under your brows. I had not tried it before, and then after I started using it, I'm like, gosh, that works well. Why haven't I been playing with this? This works really, really well, so I like this a lot. Then we have the Benefit Ka-Brow. So this one's really cool too. This is like a, what is it called? It's a brow pomade. I couldn't think for a second. So when it comes with the brush built in the top here, so you have the brush and you have the product at the bottom, so it comes like everything all in one, so you don't have to be trying to figure out what to use. I don't love the brush because I feel like it's just kind of hard to use. I wish there was some way that it would make it longer. I just don't like how small it is. I wish like it would twist out or something to make it longer. I just don't love how small it is. But other than that, it is a good product. Then we have some lip products here. Let me pull all the lip products I use for this week. So we have the Marc Jacobs. This is in Sugar Sugar. I think this is Sugar Sugar. I can't even read it. Yep, Sugar Sugar. So this is what it looks like. It's basically just a gloss, and there's nothing real fancy or anything about it, but it smells nice. It's not sticky. I love the way it looks on my lips. It gives my lips that little bit of a glossy look that I like for the summer and springtime. I like for my lips to look glossy and full in the summer. So this is the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Kiss. This is the Cubacao. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. This is the lip butter. I love these lip butters. I own like 4 of these. I love these. This one didn't get used as much as the one I have in my purse. The one in my purse gets used consistently. So this one I used just a couple times while I was getting ready. I do love it though. It smells really good. It has that Sol de Janeiro, the Boom Boom cream. It smells very much similar to that. It smells very good. And oh my gosh, it's like, it smells edible almost. It's delicious. Then we have the Incredible. This is the Jelly Shot Lip Quencher. I like this, but I don't love this. I feel like it does have a little bit of glossiness to it, so it's going to give your lips a little bit of glossiness. But I feel like the stick is a little hard to use. I feel like the stick doesn't glide on super smooth. I feel like this glides on way smoother. This one here, I feel like I have a little bit of trouble getting it to kind of go on my lips, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's a drier lip formula or what, but I have a little bit of issues with that. Then we have the Too Faced. This is the Sweet Peach. This is the Pure Peach Creamy Peach Oil Lip Gloss. These smell absolutely fantastic, guys. If you haven't smelled these are really, really good. They do have a little bit of color to them as well, but they smell so good. I think that they did such a good job on these. These creamy peach oils are very, very nice for your lips, especially if you have dry lips like I do. Love that. Then we have the NARS, and this is in Bound. I love this color. Love, love, love this color. I need to purchase the full size in this one because this is like my favorite NARS color. It is absolutely gorgeous. It stays on my lips. It's not super drying. It's kind of hydrating actually, so it works really well for me. I love that as well. So far, I'm not getting rid of anything out of my collection this week, guys. We're into the last 3 products in my little container here. Then my container is completely empty, you see. So we have the Pat McGrath Labs. This is the Fetish Mascara. I love this mascara. At first, I didn't like it because I felt like it was a little bit strong. It smells like very strong. It's got quite a big fragrance to it, but the more I use it, the more I realize I love it. I love the way it gives me length, it gives me volume, and I quite like the scent now. It smells very florally. I love it. Then we have these 2 right here. These are Urban Decay pencils. So we have the 24/7 Glide On pencils. We have Psychedelic Sister and Goddess. So I like these, but I'll tell you guys, I feel like when I'm putting these on, I feel like I don't know, they just melt down onto my skin so easily that sometimes when I'm putting them on, I feel like I don't know, it's hard to explain. So when I'm putting them on my eyelids, I feel like they just melt so quickly across my lid that it gives me almost like I put too much in one area than I did another. So like if you go, you can definitely, I don't know. I don't know. There's something about these. If you guys have ever tried them, you might understand what I'm talking about. I feel like they're just too smooth, if that makes sense. I know that's crazy to say because a lot of times you want your eyeliner to be super smooth, super creamy, but I feel like it's a little too creamy, if that makes sense. Anyway, that is it for those. I need to grab something to wipe my hand off now before we start shopping my stash. So I'm going to grab my little pink cloth here, wipe all this stuff off. All right, so that's off. So now this week I'm actually packing for a trip, so I'm going to be using this right here. This is by Case Up. They sent me this. This is by Case Up Miami. They sent me this to test it out, so I thought, you know what, this is a great time to test it out because I'm going on a trip, so we'll see what all this can hold. So what I'm going to do is pull all my makeup. Let me show you what it looks like first. I'm going to pull all my makeup that I'm going to use, and then we're going to see if my whole week's worth of makeup is going to fit inside of here. Let me see if I can zoom you guys out and something. There we go. There's what it looks like. So the case has these pockets on the side here. These are like mesh pockets, and then it has the zipper. And then we've got this little area right here. It can actually be hung up, so that's pretty cool. And then it's got a spot for brushes. It's got another little area right here for makeup. I think it's going to definitely hold a week's worth of makeup, but we're going to figure it out. So we're going to shop my stash. And then once we shop my stash, I'll put everything in here, and then I'll come back on and show you guys it filled up. So let's shop my stash. So let me go grab my basket. Actually, you know what? We're just going to put everything into this for this week because we don't need the basket for this week because we're going to put it all into the black container, the Case Up container. All right, so let me move all that out of the way. You guys can see my booty socks. All right, so we're gonna go over here to the foundation drawer. So in the foundation drawer, when I go on vacation, I want to use things that I know for sure work for me, that I have no problems with. So you guys know one of my tried and true foundations is the Too Faced, the Born This Way foundation, but I think the one I have right now is too light, too dark for me. I have Natural Beige, and I think that's the only one I have right now. So, yeah, I think that's going to be too dark for me. Okay, so let's move on to something different. Let's do the It Cosmetics CC cream. This works really well for me as well. So we'll use the It Cosmetics CC cream, and this one's in the shade Light. So this should work perfectly. And it's in like a squeezy tube type of container, so that's always good to travel with. So I'm going to use that. I opened the other drawer. This one is like a pain in the butt to get closed because it sticks. So I have to like push it up and then push it in. So this has just got nail stuff in it. So I hate that drawer. Okay, now we're going to go over to palettes. And for palettes, I don't even know what I want to use, to be honest with you. I have no idea. Let me think. Let's just look in the drawer here. Let's see if we can figure out what we should use. I don't know. I don't think anything in there. I'm trying to see what kind of catches my eye. I don't know what to use. I should have probably planned that part out, right? Let's look up here. You know what? Let's use one of these. I haven't used these in a long time. Actually, I think I've only tried it once. I'm going to use this right here. I think this one is the one I want to use. Yes. This is the Colored Ring Queen of Hearts palette. I've only, I think, just swatched this or something. I haven't really played with it much yet. So hopefully it's a good palette. That could be disastrous. Let me, hang on. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so here's what it looks like. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one to use because it's got some more neutrals in there. It's got some pretty bright berry looking shades. So I think that's the one I'm going to use for this week. Good time to use it and try it out. Hopefully it'll fit into the Case Up container. I just realized it's really long. Let's pull a different one because I feel like it might be too long to use in that. So let's pull a different one. Let's put this back up here. I'll set it there for now and I'll put it away in a minute. Let me think. What else could I use? What about... I don't know what I want to use. I'm like... very confused this week. What do we have here? Oh, the Lemonade palette. Ooh, this might be a good one to use. This one I think isn't quite as long. Yeah, that would be a good one to use as well. I think I have another Dominique's Cosmetics. Yes, this is the one I'm going to use. Aha, I found it. I know exactly what I want to use now, guys. I'm just going to set these up here and we'll put them away later. So I want to use the Friendcation because it sounds like vacation. That's pretty much what it is. We want to use this one for this week. I love this palette. So I know I've recently used this one, so it's not like it's something I haven't used before, but this is going to be a perfect one to take on vacation with me because I know it works really well, and I forgot to clean this one when I put it away. Good job, Tiff. So this one has some neutral shades as well as some pops of color, so this is what I'm going to take with me on vacation. So there we go. That is the one I want. All right, so now we're going to grab our little container here, and we're going to come over here. We're going to go into primer. So I'm using the IT Cosmetics. So you guys know that I have very dry skin, so I need to use something that's still going to be hydrating. What is this? The Onyx Primer, blurring and mattifying. No, we definitely don't need mattifying. Tarte Double Duty. This one's pretty hydrating. Base tape. Yes, let's use this right here. We'll use the Tarte Double Duty base tape. So this one works really well for me because it's pretty hydrating. And I don't think I've used it in a couple weeks. So we'll pull that one out. All right. Then we're up to blushes. Do we want to take a palette? Or, we could take this thing. The thing I got in BoxyCharm. I think this was BoxyCharm I got this in. Pretty sure it was. I figure out how to open it. There we go. That might be a good thing to use. Because you've got a blush, a bronzer, a highlight, and a setting powder. So that might be what we want to use. Yeah, let's take that. Let's take that. So we've got blush, bronzer, and highlight. But I'm still going to grab... Hang on, my phone is playing a video. I don't know how that happened, but like you guys probably heard it in the background. Maybe, hopefully not. So when you're going to go to lipsticks, this is all glosses. So, which, I don't know about you guys, but when I go on vacation, I like things that are easy to use. So these are going to work perfect. These are like, not really glosses. They're lippies, but they're not super mattifying or anything like that. So we're going to use one of these. So I think I want to use, what is this one? This is the Anastasia in Poet. I think that's the one I want to use. I really like this color right here. I think I want to use this one as well as, what else do I want to use? What's this one? This is the Sephora one. Ooh, that looks pretty. Anastasia in Saint Tropez. I think I'm going to use both of these. So those are the two colors I'm going to take with me on our trip. I think they'll work perfect. And then we're going to contour and bronze. Oh wait, we don't need that because we have it in the palette. So we don't need that. Although I am going to take this little stick thing with me. I'm going to take this little stick with me because it works well for contouring. So I'm going to use that as well. And then we have highlighters, which I'm still going to take another highlighter because you guys know I like to use a different highlighter sometimes. So I'm going to take one of my favorite ones. This is the Too Faced. This is the Blinded by the Light. I love this highlighter. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So here's what it looks like. They have 2 different shades in this, or 3 different shades, and this one's my favorite out of all of them. I think it works really well. So I'm going to take that. Done with that part. Pull our basket up here. Okay, now we're moving on to setting powders. So for setting powders, you guys know I've got to take my Becca for my under eye, so let me grab that quick. It's over here in our little pile, so we'll grab that. So we're definitely taking this. This has got to come. That has to come with us. And then I want to try this out. This is just a little itty baby Charlotte Tilbury one. So I'm going to try this out for the rest of my face. So it's a small, super small one to use anyway, so take that. And then we have eye primer. So I'm going to use something different. I think I'm going to use my Tom Ford. This one has the, just in case I want to use a base as well. So this one has the actual shadow base built into it. And then it has the cream product at the bottom here. So that's the one I think I'm going to use. Then concealer. We're going to go back to my tried and true because it's vacation. Like I said, I want to make sure everything goes on well. So I'm going to use this right here. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin. You guys knew I was going to pull this, didn't you? You knew it. So I'm going to pull that. I'm also going to pull one of these because I like to take one of these just in case when we're traveling, because I do get random hairs on my face that I like to just kind of zip off. So these are great for that. And then we have mascara. So for mascara, I think I'm going to pull this one. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I think it works really well. I love the packaging. The packaging is beautiful. This gives me length. It gives me volume. So this is the one I think I'm going to use while we're on vacation. use that. Ink liners. I know the one I want to pull. This one right here. I want to pull the Tarte. This is the clay paint liner. I think this is really good. I remember using this the first time and being a little bit scared by it, but the more I use it, the more I love it. So I'm going to pull this as well as my little vamp stamp, because this really helps me out with trying to create a liner, with a wing. And then I'm going to pull the little liner brush to go along with it. So I'm going to use those. That is my liner for that to go. And then I'm also going to pull one of these Urban Decay little things here. I think I'm going to pull this one, which is Midnight Cowboy. I'm going to use Midnight Cowboy to give myself some extra pop of color. And then for color, I'm going to pull this one right here. I'm going to pull the Urban Decay and John Michael Biscuit. I'm sure I just butchered that. And Vivid. So I'm going to pull that. And then we have brows. So for brows, we need to do right here. So for brows, I'm going to pull, actually, you know what? I'm going to pull this out too so I can see if I can fix my MAC thing. This is the Inglot. It's called the Duralon, I think it's what it's called. Yeah, Duralon. I'm going to put a little bit of this in my MAC Primarily Paint Pot and see if it helps it out. I'll pull that out. So for brows, I'm going to use, I think I want to use, do I have, what's this one? Yeah, let's do the Brow Wiz. The Anastasia Brow Wiz in taupe. It's got the little spoolie on the back. It's got the everything in here, the actual product in the tip. So I think that's what I'm going to use, and hopefully I just don't run out. So let's take one extra brow product just in case I do run out. Let's take the Precisely My Brow by Benefit. Let's take that as well, just in case I run out, because that would be really crappy to run out of brow product while you're on vacation. You'd be like, okay, I have one brow on. All right, so that is all those products. And then of course, you guys know we've been pulling a lip product as well, like a treatment. So got my water in there. So we're going to pull a lip treatment over here. So I'm going to pull the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. I'm going to pull this out and start using this while I'm on vacation. Not start, but use this while I'm on vacation because I think it's going to be really nice. And I'm also going to pull a hand sanitizer to take along with me, because you should always have hand sanitizer when you're traveling. So that's for nighttime. That's for whenever. And then I need a daytime lip product. So for the daytime, I think I'm going to use my Sun Balm. This is in Cocoa Balm, so I'm going to use this. So that is the lip products I'm going to be using. This is my whole basket, so I'm going to pause you guys. I'm going to put everything into my little travel bag, see how it all fits, and then I'll come back on and show you. Okay guys, I have everything in the case up bag. I will say this bag is a little snug. I typically don't like my makeup so tight in here, but I mean, it's going to work because it's got everything in here, including all of my brushes that I'm going to need. I did put all the brushes in here. I did also put in here, I put like a makeup towel, and something else that I didn't show you guys that I pulled was right here is my eyelash curler. So my eyelash curler's in here as well. So everything is inside of the bag, but I feel like it's quite a bit snug. So now we're going to have to see if it'll actually close up. So that's the test, I guess. So we have everything in here that I pulled from my collection. I even have my Laneige in there. So everything is inside of here. So let's see if it closes. That's the thing I'm worried about. I'm like, just because it's all in here doesn't mean it's going to close. So let's try it out. So we've got it closed now. So let's see. I'm going to set you down and we'll see if we can get it to zip. Where's the zipper? Okay. So here's the zipper. So like I said, I feel like it's a little snug. Maybe you don't take as much makeup as I do though. I probably take too much, but it all fit. It all went in there and it's closed. So it looks like it's going to explode though. I mean, look, it's a little crooked now. So it's sitting a little crooked. While I think the case is cool, I think it's going to be better suited for somebody who doesn't typically take as much as I do. Or maybe for like a weekend trip where you're only going to need just a couple items. Although on the weekend type, I mean, think about it. If you're going on a trip, you're going to take the same amount of makeup if you're going for a day versus if you're going for a week. Because you're going to use the same product. So I don't know. I feel like this is a good product, but I'm not in love with it, I'll be honest. I'm not completely in love with it. I do like how hard the case is. I think the case is really nice because nothing's going to break in here. So it's got that nice hard case to it. But I just feel like it doesn't hold very much. So I think it's more for somebody who's a little bit more of a minimalistic type of makeup product person versus me who takes everything and besides the kitchen sink. So Anyway, that is everything for my Shop My Stash this week. These are all the products I will be taking with me onto our spring break. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And also let me know, what are your favorite things to take with you when you go on vacation? Or maybe what is your favorite bag to use for vacation when you're packing? Because I'm always looking for a good travel bag because I like having something that's easy to use while we travel. So let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.